When the slap didn't land, but the damage did. Hey everyone. I appreciate you being here today. This isn't just a story about a slap. It's about pride, betrayal, survival, and finding the courage to rise when life has knocked you flat. My name's Marcus, and what I'm about to share still burns in my memory like it happened yesterday. See, for any man, public humiliation cuts deeper than words. Especially when it's in front of the very people you're supposed to protect. That moment, that almost slap, wasn't just about contact. It was about identity. About my role as a father, as a husband, as a man. And when another man threatens that right in front of your child, you either stand up or you get labeled something you might never shake: weak. I nearly wore that label myself. It wasn't just the slap. It was everything that led to it. Let me take you back. 6 years ago I married Talia. I was 28. She was 25. We were in that whirlwind love. The kind that makes you feel invincible. I remember standing at the altar, staring at her thinking, this is it. This is the life I've waited for. Few months later she got pregnant. Wasn't planned, but it felt like a gift. Talia decided to pause her career in education and stay home to raise our son. And for 2 years she gave everything to motherhood. I admired that deeply. I had a steady job in corporate finance, nothing flashy, but it paid well. We weren't rich, but we had comfort. And more than anything, we had each other. When our son turned 2, Talia was ready to return to work. She picked up a teaching job quickly and I fully supported her. She needed something beyond diapers and dishes. And honestly, I was proud of her for stepping back into the world. The extra income made things easier. We started talking about buying a home, maybe trying for another baby. Those were good years. The kind you don't know you're living until they're gone. Then came the shift. My company got bought out. We were told it was a growth opportunity. But that was corporate speak for downsizing. I lost my job. Just like that. No warning. No safety net. I was the guy who always did everything right. And still I was shown the door. I didn't let it break me. Not at first. Every morning I sent out resumes. Interviewed. Waited. Nothing came. So, I signed up for a rideshare gig just to bring in something. It was humbling. Going from suits and boardrooms to ferrying strangers around the city for tips. But I kept going. And I didn't stop there. I took every online course I could find on e-commerce, built a store, watched tutorials, followed the gurus. Still it failed. All of it. I kept pouring time, energy, and what little money we had left into ventures that just didn't land. Every setback felt like another hole in the boat. I was drowning and she could see it. First, Talia was supportive. But that patience didn't last. The shift was gradual. Her tone got colder. Our conversations were short, functional, and usually about bills or our son's school. There was no warmth, no intimacy. She stopped asking how I was doing. She stopped caring if I was okay. But what hurt more than anything else was the way she started living her life like I didn't exist. She'd come home late. She stopped telling me where she was going. If I asked, I'd get sharp, dismissive answers. Why do you care? You don't own me. It's none of your business. I kept trying to believe she just needed space. That she was overwhelmed. I didn't want to believe what my gut already knew. Then came the day it all shattered. My car broke down, so I came home earlier than usual. House was quiet. Our son was still at school. I was sitting at the kitchen table with the last of our bills, trying to figure out how to stretch what little we had left. That's when I heard the car pull up. I looked out the window and saw her, Talia, laughing in the passenger seat of a silver sedan. A man I'd never seen before was driving. She got out first, turned back to him and tried to coax him inside. He shook his head and leaned in. Then he kissed her. Not a friendly peck. Kiss full of history. Of intimacy. Of familiarity. And she giggled. She giggled like a girl who didn't have a husband inside watching everything. When she came in, our eyes locked. She knew. He knew. I asked her calmly. How long? She played dumb. I didn't flinch. Talia, how long have you been cheating on me? That was when the mask dropped. She got defensive. accused me of being paranoid, said I was controlling, blamed me for not being a man. That moment, it was like watching someone you love morph into a stranger. From then on, she stopped hiding. She came and went freely. She didn't care who saw. She acted like she held all the cards. She had the job, the financial edge, and she knew the one thing that kept me rooted: our son. It was psychological warfare. She never said the word divorce, but the threat of it was always there. She weaponized our son like leverage. She wanted me quiet, docile, afraid. But she miscalculated. I contacted a divorce attorney in Tennessee, where I had family. He told me something that changed everything. Tennessee recognizes fault-based divorce, he said. If you can prove adultery or emotional abandonment, it matters. Custody, property, everything. That was my moment. Filed. Quietly. Then came the day it all boiled over. She came back again with him, same guy, same car. I was outside with our son. When she stepped out, I calmly told her, bringing another man to this house is wrong. It's disrespectful to me and confusing for our child. She scoffed. But then he stepped forward, smirking. I told him to leave. He replied with a smirk, won't be your house much longer. That's when it happened. He stepped forward like he was going to slap me. But I moved faster. I caught his wrist, twisted it behind his back. He cried out, begging. I let go when I knew he felt it. Not just in his bones but in his pride. He screamed, called me names, grabbed her phone, called the paramedics, treated me like the criminal. I looked at both of them and said, this marriage is over. That night she left with him. The next morning I packed our bags, picked up my son, and left for Tennessee. My parents welcomed us in. That night, for the first time in years, I slept deeply. The next morning my phone had 89 missed calls. I didn't answer. But I wasn't finished. In Tennessee, you can sue a third party for alienation of affection. I filed against the man who broke up my marriage. I had proof, texts, photos, eyewitnesses. He thought it was a joke. The court didn't. The custody battle began. Talia tried to twist everything. Painted me as unstable, unfit. But I was ready. I had my records, my testimony, my facts. In the end, the court granted me temporary custody while the case proceeded. That was my first real win in years. And it changed everything. Life in Tennessee brought peace I hadn't felt in a long time. My son laughed more. Could breathe again. I rebuilt slowly, started freelancing, got counseling, leaned on my family. My health improved. My mind cleared. I stopped surviving and started living. To anyone reading this, if you're going through betrayal, a toxic marriage, or a custody war, don't let anyone convince you that protecting your peace is weakness. It's strength. It's what makes you the kind of parent your child needs. And the kind of person you can respect in the mirror. Thanks for hearing my story. If you've lived something similar, I'd love to hear yours. You never know who your voice might help. Stay grounded. Stay strong. Protect your peace.